to the world of events and entertainment. I am CEO, Trinity Entertainment and Strategic Consultants currently, and I have 38 years of experience in this field. Let's start with our presentation. And so, what is an event? I say our life is an event. In the year, how did events evolve? In the year 1990, 88, 89, the Times of India, the Bennett Coleman group of company was planning to, or rather planned to change their image. They were known as the old lady of Boribandar those years. And they were at the VT station then, which is today now CST station. The building of Times of India is exactly opposite the CST station. So they were known as the old lady of Boribandar, and they were celebrating their 150 years of existence. Okay, 150 years of existence. And they wanted to change their image from the old lady of Boribandar to a new overall image and overall look and feel. So the planning, and there was no event company then. I was lucky to be a part of. I just joined them that year, and I was part of the administration team. I was an administration officer, and the entire admin department conducted these first of its kind, one of its kind events that the world took notice of after that. And suddenly we found ourselves doing things which never happened in the city of Mumbai for the first time. Okay, like for instance, St. Yves Laurent, if you know, from Paris, he came down with Naomi Campbell and had his fashion show at the Gateway of India, where we had 120 feet ramp extending into the sea, and then the models emerging from there. It looked beautiful. We converted the CST railway station, the VT station at that time, into an art gallery where Anjali Ila Menon, Manjeet Bawa, M.F. Hussain and the likes came and shared their, exhibited their paintings there, and people were open to buy. For the first time in the history of the station, for 2.5 hours, the station was stopped. So on and so forth. For a full year, there were celebrations, which different things that happened across the year. Nobody ever knew that, we could be doing things like this. Now, we already had our in-house functions, the Femina, Miss India, Filmfare, Gyanpith, Times Cricket Shield. These were internal functions of the Times of India that they used to have on a regular basis, yearly basis, and in the four walls of a Shanmukananda hall. Once we did this 1 year long celebration, and we saw that how the world took notice of it, we realized that we could do much more with our in-house functions that we already have. We can make them better. So we brainstormed and decided that we will bring them out of the Shanmukananda hall and take them into the outside world. Obviously, you need a lot of money for the same. So before that, what used to happen was people, the big daddies, the Tatas, the Birlas used to just do philanthropy for Times of India. They were very good relations with the Times of India. So they would say, okay, I'm donating a 5 lakh, I'm donating a 2 lakh towards this event, and they would get publicity in return into their in their papers, and they would be written about, the company would be written about, etc. That's how the exchange was earlier. Now, when we did this and we started realizing, and even the brands started realizing that, why should we not be a part of these events? They're so good. And then the marriage happened. So a Lux Femina Miss India happened. A Lux Filmfare Awards happened. Procter & Gamble came on board. Many such beauty products came on board. And they each, of course, they paid for the money. In return, they got such a beautiful event that happened outdoors. And for the first of its first kind, that time Doordarshan came into the beginning, first of its years to come and record an event like that. That's when the word events evolved. Okay, it was a 200 crore industry then. Today we are a 10,000 crore industry. No sponsorship at that time, like I said, just philanthropy. TOI realized the essence of growing and leveraging their in-house brands. So we got Lux, Procter & Gamble, and then Manik Chand, a brand like Manik Chand. This is a very good example to note. You know, when we were told that Manik Chand is coming on board the event, a beautiful event like Film Fair, which is so classy and whatever, and we said Manik Chand is a Gutka brand. How can we marry both together? They don't match. But my boss said, wait and watch. Let's just do it. And we got on with it. And I remember for continuous 15 years or 17 years, they continued hand in glove, both of them. Both wouldn't want to leave each other because both leveraged brand, and it became a lovely partnership. And they would not have given up unless there was some financial issues at Manik Chand, and then therefore, you can't spoil a brand name. So therefore TOI stepped back. But otherwise, that's where the story of a give and take, a sponsorship arose from. Now, what are events? Your parties, social functions. Social functions includes all these: weddings, political functions, live concerts, award ceremonies, stage shows, fashion weeks, sports events, cultural, hospitality. Today, even death of a big conglomerate or a big MD of an organization, etc., is being managed by an event company. Yes, Ms. Dhirubhai Ambani's death ceremonial event was organized by an event company proper, from start to finish. So that is why I say today, life is an event. Anything that you do with life is an event. What is the definition of an event? What is an event? I believe it is a gathering of like-minded target group. Now, whether you invite the group or you ticket and invite the group, you ticket and sell the group and get the group, it is a gathering of people where you can experience hands-on an occurrence that you will never forget, that you will remember, you will take home. It creates an impact on your mind. It allows you to give instant feedback. It's a touch and feel experience. The people who you want to reach out to, based on what kind of an event you are planning, you sell accordingly. You sell it at the right place, you sell it at the right time, you sell it to the right people. This entire process and a combination of live interaction, artists performing, people gathering there together, sharing experiences, is called an event. What does a general environment call for of an event? It's live, it's real time. There are no takes and retakes. It's start to finish. Okay, you can't stop suddenly and say, oh, my lights have gone off, I'll play the event. No. So that's why the great planning comes in, where you ensure that your event starts and ends in given a particular time, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it may be. Okay. There are too many external variable factors that are not in the direct control of us, of an event manager. Like, for example, the venue. Say, for example, you're doing an event. You didn't envisage rains. And of course, in December and January, who thinks of rain? But there was one year where there was suddenly rain. So now, did you think ahead? Did you be resourceful enough and put up a shed, a waterproof shed, so that, even if it rained, it wouldn't affect you? Maybe not, because the first of its first always happens first time. So when the first time it happened, we learned. And then we were wary every year that, okay, we're going to do it outdoor, but now we don't know. Anytime India, it rains anytime nowadays. So we will take precautions. Those are the external variable factors. There could be something like a COVID. Just imagine. Who knew it would come? But it came. So many events have been postponed. So many have been called for next year. Okay. To bring about this systematic flow, if now, barring there are no glaciers, there are no calamities, when we go ahead with an event, systems and processes must be followed to the T. You must put in practices in terms of timelines, responsibilities, who's going to do what, which area is your team suitable at, who is good at doing what, and picking up the right team and going ahead and planning the event. in reality, planning an event is an event in itself. The whole planning process is an event itself. Okay. And I believe events are an art and a science because it's a mixture of processes, systems, and then your expertise to carry it out. Are event management and experiential marketing the same thing? Today, in today's times, you will hear people saying more of experiential marketing. They won't say events because today events are no more just one element of a production or bringing people to the event and over. Today, event management is a 360-degree turnaround solution that you provide to your client to meet with his objectives and to thereby enhance his brand. So today, events are looked at more as a marketing experiential process. And you have a target group, okay, or TG. So, example, if you are having a Daler Mehndi concert, or you want to entertain a youth brand, okay, a youth brand Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is a brand and goes more with the youth. So what kind of an artist will you have for that event? You will go with a Mikka Singh, or you will go with a Arijit Singh, or you go with the live young breed right now, right? So marrying your objective of the client along with your event planning is very essential. Okay? And that's what is experiential marketing. Why are we called the sunrise industry? And believe you me, we are, because given today's situation, we all are social animals. We've been cooped up for so many months in our houses, waiting to get out and go and experience a movie in the hall, go and experience a concert outside, go to the malls, shop. We're waiting to do that. And we are social animals, so we will be doing it. So what do events, why do events make our industry a sunshine industry? It is an important segment of television content today. You see so many, every single award ceremony is recorded, live performance. There are dime a dozen live reality shows in dance. There are 4 on each channel. In singing, there are 4 on each channel. And they're growing by the day. It's because it provides content for television. Television produces these events and comes out with huge financial earnings for everybody. It's given growth and birth to so many livelihoods. International events are coming into our country. The Olympics are coming in, the Beijing Games, the Asian Games, and every single event today wants to come into our country. Every single international artist wants to come into our country today to perform. And likewise, we have been going there to perform. The increase in growth in your retail activation, look at the malls. They need brand activation, they need specialization, they need internal events. Then your live events and concerts. Look at the number of festivals that have come about today. Look at the number of music concerts and exhibitions that have come out. It's just growing leaps and bounds. Weddings are a big, big part of the entertainment world today, of the industry today. Of course, they have a separate chunk. They're very personalized, but they do need proper planning. Now, whether you so therefore the word event, you do events in a wedding. And you do the whole wedding planning. So therefore, it's wedding designing and planning. That is one of the big chunk of the industry today. Sports and leisure events. Even sports has picked up multifold. You have so many sporting leagues now, and sports that will never happen before. Kabaddi, basketball, sports that were never given attention to earlier have now sprung. Walks, runs, there are dime a dozen happening. And then now, because of this COVID situation, how fast we change to virtual events, online, webinars. So it's changing times and moving ahead very fast. Now, what are the advantages offered by events? Okay, today they are a huge marketing tool. You see large organizations get their media planning companies to allot an X amount of budget towards traditional media, that is ATL, above the line advertising, that is your radio, television, print, digital, etc. All that comes above the line. And then there is a below the line, which is BTL, which is events, activations, etc. And so that is a part of a marketing tool today to market your brand. Events have become a marketing tool. Why? Because, like I said, it's a touch and feel experience. It gives you instant feedback. You're there at the event. You experience it. When you watch a ad in the newspaper, you simply read it and it's flashed, gone, out. You turn to the next page, you've already gone out of it. You watch a billboard, a hoarding, again, it's a flash of a second. You've seen it and it's gone. But an event, you are there, you're live, you're experiencing it. You're taking a part of it home. You may love something, one of the acts, you may love to see all the stars. You're taking that home with you. It creates mental public recall. It creates public recall. It creates awareness. It brings together a sharply defined audience and participation. Now, if, like I said, if you go for the EDM concerts, your target group is today from 10 to about 16, 18, 20, 22, 23, right? 35 plus go for the Arijit Singhs or the, not Arijit, Hari Prasad Singh and Bismillah Khan and those kind of performers. The younger lot go for the younger trend. Events are live and interactive. So therefore they score over the traditional media. Okay, in meeting the client's objectives. They are customized. What do I say when they are customized? They are customized to their requirement. So say, for example, the Procter & Gamble Femina Miss India that happened years ago. They were given the title topic, Procter & Gamble Femina Miss India, but we gave them sections where we gave them their individual brands, the subtitles. So they enjoyed that. We gave them the subtitles and gave them a special customized section of their brand. So the more their brand names are taken, the more they're seen, they're happy. So you customize events. You can customize events to a client's requirement and specific. They are a major chunk of software for television channels. We've already said that. They enhance programming patterns of television, generating properties in itself. Why do you see everybody bringing their parents, the artist participants' parents, and then the 2 tears shed on the TV? Because emotions sell. I sit and I watch and I cry. I don't know about the rest, but they've hooked me, right? So playing with emotions, selling emotions. They've learned the tricks that they say and true to life. It is true to life. So therefore, it brings about that desired attention and therefore television scores great TRPs. Events enable surrogate advertising. Surrogate advertising in the sense there are those people, the liquor brands, etc., that cannot be a part of an event directly, but they have their so take, for example, Manik Chand, or not Manik Chand, or maybe one of the liquor brands, but they can't have their liquor brand anymore partnering with one of the events. So they put their water brand, Oxy Rich, or Bisleri, and or for that matter, Kingfisher. Kingfisher cannot come as Kingfisher beer. Kingfisher will come as Kingfisher water. Okay, so surrogate advertising, events allow surrogate advertising. Events enable utilization of advanced technology. My God, look where we are going today with technology. Virtual reality, augmented reality, and the works, and it just goes on and on. And now with this situation, people are going even further and developing more and more. There will be virtual weddings at one point of time, I'm told. I don't know, I hope it doesn't happen because it will ruin our industry, but times are such, so it may. Now, what are the different roles you can play in an event agency? There's, of course, client servicing, where you are with the client. You take the brief from the client from day one, and you're the face with the client. Anything that the client wants, you're the face. You are interacting with him throughout. Business development. This is the man who goes and brings out the business. Any agency cannot stay without continuous flow of business coming in. So business development and client servicing go to an extent hand in glove. But Once business development is a step above and a very, very extremely important aspect. You need to have the gift of the gab to bring in the customers, to sell your company, to sell your product, and bring the clients on board. Concept, design, and creative, very important, because today people want anything, any client you go to meet and they'll say, I want something different. They will go back to the same stuff that they've always done, but they still will start with what is different. So you as an agency have to go on thinking, or as an event manager, how are you going to reinvent stuff? How are you going to make things different? How are you going to present in a different manner, as well as execute in a different manner? So that is a very, very important aspect. How are you going to put what you have in your mind onto a paper? And then comes the execution, production, the venue construct, the technical lights, sound, etc. Logistics. How are the people coming? Where will they be coming from? Do they have transportation? Do we ensure that they will come from places where transportation is easily available? Have you ensured that? Have you ensured it is at the right time, your event? Is it not in the exam period? It is after the exam period where children are ready to move out, or anybody, families are ready to go out and experience different occurrences. And operations. Then comes your operations, where the entire management execution of the event is under an ops head. And housekeeping, security, permissions, hospitality, etc. all comes under that. The other aspect, which earlier events wouldn't do, but today, like I said, it's a 360-degree, full, complete marketing solution provision. Advertising and PR are part of it. Advertising and PR you do through social media today, which is much more catchy, much more effective, much more faster than your traditional media. PR you have, again, you do your promotions on the social media itself. Human resources, of course, you need to have a good HR management in place. Your finances and your accounts are managed well. Somebody managing it for you. Project management is basically your operations head, or the entire head of the project, which oversees everything. Project management is a different, complete lecture, different lecture, which we will do later. Digital technology, again, another smaller division, where in the digital world today, you can do so many new things. I'll quickly take you through the 6 C's of event management. Basically, for the want of making you understand how you bring about an event, I had conceptualized these 6 C's. They really don't mean the actual words and in the same flow. You can, sometimes you may have a concept and an event ready and you need to do all the rest. Sometimes you may have the budget and you may need to do the rest. Sometimes you may have that customer's requirement that I want X event to do. My brand is not doing well. Saffola is not doing well in the market. Can you give me an event that I can promote Saffola? So things like that. It can be in any form, but these are the major aspects: conceptualization, costing, canvassing the event, conceptualization, carrying out the event. The 6 C's in this, not necessarily in this flow, but so let me take you through each. Conceptualization, you first ideate, you either get a brief or you have a concept and you share the brief with the client. Works either ways. Of course, then you need the money. So you budget the event. So for the name of the 6 C's, I've given them those kind of names. Costing the event, budgeting for the event. You make your element sheet and you write down each cost against each element and see what your event costs. Now, once you have the costs ready, you start going out in the market and marketing it. You go to prospective clients and say, hey, I have this project, which is very good for your client. What will I get? You get in return. You give them all the details. You make a nice marketing presentation and say what is in it for the client and rope the client in. Once the client is in, you customize it. So if it is Nike and they're taking part in your marathon, you can say that, okay, one of the races in the marathon, the dream run or the corporate run, or one of the 30K run, the half marathon, can be named by Nike, can be given the brand name Nike. And that's customizing for an event, giving value add to the event's objective, to the client's event objective. Lastly, of course, you carry out your event, means you execute the event, you take it through. You've done all the necessary and now you're going to take the event through. The last and the most important is common sense. If you do not have common sense, you don't apply common sense to all these requirements, then there is no point. Like for example, if a client tells you, like for example, he said, I want to sell Saffola. I want to see that my Saffola brand sells. And you go to, what will you think? Who buys Saffola? Who are your target group? Women, correct? Men don't go out and do shopping. So you'll go for the women folk. Now, how do you get the women folk? How do you get their attention? Where will they come? And what will you do? The women always like to get freebies, extras, extra percent, so and so off. But so will you work on those lines? And that's how you apply your common sense to various events. Now, if you, for example, if you're doing it for television, what is the women time for television on window period? The afternoons, right? Where women relax and then watch TV, because otherwise in the day they are busy either with work, housework or out work and whatever. And afternoon is a little time where they get. So I would tap the Saffola audience in an afternoon event. In an afternoon event, which will then also be televised and leveraged further. That's applying common sense. Are you going to have the event in a society, or are you going to have it in some far off place where nobody would ever dream of going? Things like that. So applying common sense to every single aspect in your ideation, to your costing, to marketing, in every aspect is very important. These necessarily, as I said, need not be given in a flow, cannot happen in a flow, but all of this here put together brings about a good event. I think we're 30 minutes up, and I hope you've enjoyed the lecture. Look forward to seeing you soon in the next one. Thank you.